So in terms of time series, what are we supposed to understand? We're supposed to understand the meaning of time series, which is a business variable, which could be sales, profits, etc., which is observed through time. And I've explained here, if you look at sales of a supermarket, at the very beginning of each month, the sales of a supermarket will always be up there, right? At the middle of the month, of course, we expect a dip in the sales, etc., because of what here. You know, some of these purchases are very seasonal. There are seasons to purchase these things. So always the trend will be moving like that. The other thing that they will easily ask you this semester about time series is as regards the components of a time series. Is there anybody who is able to give us the 4 components of a time series? 4 components of a time series? Yes, please go ahead and mention them to us. What do we have there, James? The 4 components of a time series. The 4 components of a time series. The 4 components of a time series. Chebi ameshasema trend. Chebi amesema trend. Chebi amesema trend. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm surprised that most of you haven't yet watched these videos. Come as the time series. You know, ladies and gentlemen, even yourselves, you need to be good and prayerful. You need to be good in terms of praying. And of course, in this case here, when you are praying, you need to ask your God, akupatie macho ya kuona sawa sawa. Ni mbaya sana kusoma offside. Ni mbaya kusoma offside. Inafaa naomba Mungu anakupatia macho ya kuona sawa sawa. So kama hapa huko umeona time series inakuja, haujaanza kusoma sawa sawa bado. Naomba Mungu akupatie macho ya kuona sawa sawa. Sisi tunakataa kusoma offside. Unajua maana ya offside? Iko mwanafunzi hapa anajua football offside na maanisha namna gani? Offside. Ukiwa offside, referee wanga anapiga firimbi vibaya sana. Ya, wakati unaotea mpira peke yako huko. Josephine umejaribu lakini sio nje. Sio nje, wewe kuotea, uko ushatangulia wengine uko mbele. So makosa sana hiyo kwa football. Na hata hii ya Casneb ukiotea nje, anapiga firimbi. So tuko na trend. Then number 2, we have the seasonal variations. Seasonal variations. And then I've seen somebody speak of the cyclical variations. And then I've seen somebody talk of erratic. So please, the video which I'll be able to send to you, you'll be able to understand what trend means. You'll be able to know what the seasonal variations mean. Tukorada, thank you very much. Cyclical variations and erratic, very important. Trend, remember trend gives us the general movement of a time series. General movement of a time series. If, for example, you have your sales, if you look at something like sales of cigarettes, consumption of cigarettes among ladies. Ladies, I don't know what is happening. Ladies, you need to explain to us what is happening with you guys in terms of smoking of cigarettes. We are seeing the trend going up. Ladies, true or false? I want to believe none of my students, ladies here, is a customer in that angle. But when you look around outside here, I don't know what is happening with our sisters. There is a problem. So you can see in this case here, there are these variations, but generally the trend is increasing. The trend is increasing like that, right? I don't know what is happening in the society. The same with, now this one is for all of us, men and women. Also the consumption of alcohol. How is the trend like? Right? The trend is increasing so seriously. The trend is increasing so seriously, alcohol. You get people who are 50 years plus, still depending on their parents because of what here. They become so useless. They're not even able to look after their own kids. Right? To watch your story sana sana. So trend represents what here? The general movement over a time series. General movement of a time series, which could either be increasing in the long term or reducing. Seasonal variations, these are those variations of our time series which are pegged on seasons, as the name suggests, which are pegged on weather, or religious beliefs. Religious beliefs brings about water seasons. Like we have high seasons during Christmas festivities. Many things will be bought during Christmas festivities. It's a religious belief. When there is weather, bad weather, like for example, rainy weather, we expect sales of umbrellas to be up there. So these are seasonal. People talk of seasonal. In season umbrella. So in out of season, etc. Cyclical variations, of course, these are those changes in our time series which are pegged on the performance of the economy. On the performance of the economy. On the performance of the economy. Remember how the economy moves like? The economy also goes in cycles like this. When the economy is up here, we say the economy is up there. When the economy is up there, there will always be what we call a boom in our businesses. Je, ikiwa hapa chini, huwa tunasema namna gani ikiwa hapa chini kabisa? Huwa tunasema kwamba the economy is depressed. The economy is depressed. When the economy is moving from boom to depression, we normally say the economy is receding, recession like that. And then of course, from depression to boom again, we normally talk of recovery. So depending on the position of where our economy is, our businesses will always resonate very well with the economy. When the economy is booming, we expect our time series here to be up there. When the economy is at depression, when the economy is depressed, we expect our businesses to be what here? Somebody to be, the time series of our businesses will also react. So anytime we look at the changes in our time series in our business variables, and those changes, we attribute those changes to the performance of the economy, then whatever variation, whatever differences we'll be getting will be falling under what we call cyclical, right? Currently, where is Kenya's economy? Where is Kenya's economy currently? Are we at the boom? Do we have a depressed economy? Where are we? Recovery, depression, other depression. Because some time back, I tried making this argument somewhere. Tuko tumekaa na wazee nikaambua Aura, wewe kama hauna pesa, wewe sema mwenyewe hauna pesa. But people out here have serious monies, even during this corona. If you see the kind of houses which are being built, even in terms of importation of vehicles this time around, there are people who have serious monies. So nikaambua wewe kama una pesa, sema mimi sina pesa, uombe serikali kupatie kazi. Because generally, watu wako na nini? Watu wako na pesa. Ada amekataa kabisa, amesema mwalimu huyo ni loans. Si ati ni watu wameiba pesa, hizo ni loans. So when we talk of erratic occurrences from the word erratic, these are the drastic changes. The drastic changes in our time series. Drastic changes. They are normally attributable to what is uncontrollable. The natural phenomena, things like earthquakes. If, for example, ladies and gentlemen, you have been doing so well in your business, and then your business area is struck by thunder, you'll be surprised if this is how your sales was behaving, going up, with a thunder strike. You'll be surprised you can easily even be wiped off business. Yes, like MDJC has given me an example that I could not think of, and it's the most current thing. Like corona pandemic, yes. There are people who will never get back into business again because of what corona, right? Like some hotels I know of, life will never be the same again. Some universities are really reeling out of what the corona. So this is the erratic occurrence effect. Erratic occurrence. Like these erratic occurrences, ladies and gentlemen, like when you look at, for example, these 2022 elections, what do you think of 2022 elections? Are they going to be smooth or rough somehow? 2022, very rough, yes, very rough, very rough. This 2022 is not going to be business as usual. It's not going to be business as usual, simply because of what here, you know, Ruto, hata ukisema namna gani, Mugala muue, lakini nini yake mpatie. Huyu jamani mwerevu sana. Ameanza mjadala ambayo ni ngumu kuzima. Lakini sasa ni mjadala mbaya. Mbaya. So kumkataza lazima tuende hapa mshike kidogo, lakini itakuwa. So the most important thing is for us to understand that drastic changes are those sudden changes which are very erratical, drastic changes in the time series. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what you're supposed to understand as well in terms of time series are the decomposition models. Decomposition models, there are two of them. We have number one, the famous additive model, and then number two, we have what we call the multiplicative model. So we have additive and who? Multiplicative model. Thank you very much, B. So additive model, we normally say our y equals t plus s. Multiplicative is our y equals t times s, where y, if you recall, y is the time series. Y is the time series, like sales, like profits, etc. T is the trend. And S is the seasonal. So we have T, this trend here. And then this is S, the seasonal. Now, if you're keen enough, you must have realized, of course, that in our decomposition models, there is no way we can ever bring the cyclical and the erratic. Cyclical, we have just said that cyclical are economy-based. It becomes very, very hard to predict the economy. There are times you've had experts saying that this economy will be doing up there, but at the end of the day, things again turn upside down. So it is very hard for us to predict how the economy is going to be. Like right now, we are saying that 2022 could be rough, but who knows? Things may turn up as compared to what we expect. Because economy, it's very hard for us to predict an economy. It's very hard for us to predict these erratic occurrences. So normally the cyclical and the erratic occurrences are never brought up in our decomposition models, which are basically forecasting models. So C and the E are left out of the decomposition models because of their unpredictability. I want to believe that somebody has been able to put that down in the language that they understand best, in their mother tongue. Have we been able to do that? Now, from there, ladies and gentlemen, we go straight away to the most important thing in decomposition, which is ascertainment of the trend. So the next thing will be to ascertain the trend. So how do we ascertain this trend? To ascertain the trend, ladies and gentlemen, we shall come and use, to derive at the trend values, there are many methods, but the most common one is the moving averages method. And I shall be able to use the question at hand to demonstrate this moving averages method. So the question at hand is here. We are told the data below relates the sales revenue of a given firm for how many years? For 3 years. So could you kindly copy this information downwards? Let's copy this information downwards. So we have 2006. So we have 2006, quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4. We have 2007, quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4. We have 2008, quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4. So always, whenever you want to analyze the trend, you must have those figures going down. You must have those figures going down, and it's so important to us. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have 2,200, 5,000, 7,900. So we have here 2,200, 5,000. We have 7,900. We have 3,200. We have 2,900. We have 5,200. We have 8,200. We have 3,800. We have 3,200, 3,200. We have 5,800, 5,800. We have 9,100. We have 4,100. So please ensure that you have been able to write that information in columnar form. And once you write it in columnar form, could you kindly go ahead and ensure that you have lines there? For my case, I must introduce them. For your case, I'm so sure that most of you guys have ruled papers. So if they're ruled, you have nothing really to do there. Okay, so these metrics here, they have told us, the metrics here, they have told us they represent, is it sales? Sales revenue, yes. Sales revenue, sales revenue. So these are our sales parameters. And if you look at the question itself, what do they want us to do? The question itself, what do they want us to do? The centered moving average. The centered moving average. This examiner was a nice examiner. Most of them will never use the word for. It's upon you to see if this particular year is being subdivided into four quarters, then you can only do what we call a 4-quarter moving average. 4-quarter moving average. If, for example, they were subdividing your year into 3 seasons, like season 1, season 2, season 3, then you can only give us what we call a 3-season moving average. 3-season moving average. 3-season moving average. These are 4 in a year, 4 periods. So it's a 4-period moving average. 4 periods in a year, they are called quarters. So 4-quarter moving average. So I would want to know whether you guys have been able to write up to here. If you've been able to write up to there, you simply tell us why. For yes. Why? For yes. Why? For yes. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And it's also important that you guys, when you are doing these kind of sums, always be putting a cup of coffee somewhere, right? Coffee works very well, works magic. Do you guys love coffee? Do you love coffee? Not white coffee, black coffee. Do you love coffee? No, what do you mean, Fatima? Fatima, what do you mean? All of you know. Aya. So ukienda kama White Sands Mombasa, Fatma, unasema nipatie chai ya white. White? Okay. No. You guys don't know what you're missing. You need to do research on coffee. Coffee is very good. Na sikuwe white, maziwa mingi sana, sio mzuri sana. Not unless skimmed milk. Unakunywa black coffee, half a cup over a long time when you are reading your newspapers. Green tea, hiyo ni dawa, achana nayo. Haya, sasa asante sana. Tumesema 4-quarter moving. Meaning that, ladies and gentlemen, meaning that what we need to do is to come and add 4 figures at a time. We add how many figures at a time? 4 figures. 4 figures at a time. So unachukua 4y because of 4-quarter moving. So 2,200 plus 5,000 plus 7,900 plus 200. Could you kindly give me the total? Kindly give me the total. MD Jesse ananiambia figure Yeah, 18,300. Thank you very much. But now remember that this is the total, and yet we want an average. An average, so we must divide that figure by 4. We must divide that figure by 4. 45.75. 45.75. But now the question is, where do we write that 45.75? This average of 45.75 must be written at the most representative area. At the most representative area, which is at the middle of the period. So in this case here, we have 4 periods. So you're supposed to write this at the center of Q2 and Q3. So Q2 and Q3. So we have here Q2 and Q3. So we have here 45. You guys give me a figure. You gave me a figure. Thank you very much, Shabi. There is a figure that you guys gave me. 45.75 years. 45.75 years. So I'm writing it here. Now listen and listen to me very well. Every time I get a moving average, I must always tick the topmost existing number. Every time I get a moving, like now I've gotten this, I must tick the topmost existing number. After that, ladies and gentlemen, give me the average of the next 4. Next 4, other than the one that is ticked. So the next 4, I'll take 5,000, 7,900, 3,200, 2,900. Every time I must add up 4 at a time. Every time I must add up 4 at a time. And once I get the total of that, I have to divide by 4 to get an average. I would want to get those answers from all of us, 26 of us. 26 of us. I can see Doris gives me 47.50, get to 47.50. Rebecca, Fatma, Evelyn, 47.50. So what I need to do, listen and listen to me very well. If the first figure that I got here was a hanging figure, all the subsequent figures must be hanging. So I must come and write here 47.50 like that as a hanging figure. So after I write that 47.50, ladies and gentlemen, what do you think should be the next thing that I should do before I go the Esther's way? Before I go the Esther's way, before I take the Esther's route, having gotten that 47.50, what should I do? Well, the ones guiding me. Don't tell me, Mwalimu, move again. Take up another average. No. When I get any moving, I have to tick now the second, because this is second average. So I tick the second like that. Thank you very much. Now from there again, we take up the next moving average. So the next 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, I put them together, I divide by 4. I put them together through adding. I put them together through adding. I put them together through adding. I put them together through adding, and then I divide by 4. Now we have to move the speed. We have to move now with speed. Just like what Esther told me, this is supposed to be 4800. Unatik namna hiyo. Sababu ni ya 3 na tiki ya 3 hapo. Aya, sasa kaza mkono nipatie zingine zote peke yako ye. 48.75. Tick that. Somebody is telling me 50.25. Take this, pick the next one. Remember, all the subsequent figures now must be doing what here? Must be hanging. The subsequent figures must be hanging. 5,100, tick that. I can see somebody giving me 52.50. So 52.50, I tick that. We are doing so well. We are doing so well. We are doing so well. 54.75. 54.75, tick this one. 54.75, tick that one. And then we take on the next one. We take on the next one, 55.50. 55.50. So 55.50. I'll come and tick that one. And then the next one, ladies and gentlemen. The next one, 55.50. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Deborah. Thank you very much, Deborah. So I'm waiting for this greatest of them all, greatest of all the time, to give me the next one. Already I've written 55, 50, I've ticked this one. So I'm waiting for the goods. For the goods. Greatest of all the time. Of all times. Greatest of all times. Greatest of all times. Mary tells me something very interesting. I wish I had some good money in my pocket. If I had some good money in my pocket, at least Mary is the one who has told me that Mwalimu, now we are left with only three. Three figures are not enough to help us get a 4 quarter. Because for 4 quarter, we need how many items? 4 at a time. So now we have the 4 quarter moving average, although I can see a problem with them. There must be another column to be done here. There must be another column to be done here. There must be another column to be done like this. What we shall call the 4 quarter moving but centered average. How do we have figures that are hanging really? So we need the last column where we shall come and capture the centered averages. Centered averages. Could you kindly give me the way ahead? What do you think shall I do to be able to get the centered averages? I mean, these figures are hanging badly. Top of a tree up there. We need to center them a little bit. 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 Very good. Very good. What those two students have told me is that I need to come and center these two there. And the way of centering has been explained to me. Wameniambia, look at what Chebi is telling me, that when you converge this to the center, just take this plus this, and then you divide by 2. This and this, total equals, you divide by 2. Give me an answer. So Doris tells me 4662.5. 46, 62.5. And then I will keep on centering them like that. You'll keep on centering them like that. Thank you very much, Rebecca. You take this plus this equals divided by 2. You take this plus this equals divided by 2. 4775, 4775. Take those two, please add them together. This and this, you divide by 2. Please give me an answer. So you keep on centering them. You keep on centering them like that. Whenever you're centering, you're always accounting for 2 at a time, an average of 2 at a time, an average of 2 at a time. So I'm now waiting for your answers as you move to something different. So Becky tells me 4837.5. Please give me the next one now without much explanations. Give me the next one now without much explanations. $49.50, thank you very much. $49.50, thank you very much, like that. And then you go to the next one. You go to the next one, 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 go to the next one. 5062.5, 5062.5, go to the next one. I hope all of us are able to follow. $51.75, thank you very much. $51.75, thank you very much. Second last, second last, second last, second last, second last. 5362.5, 5362.5, and then now we have the last one. The last one who is gonna hit the last nail. 5512.5. 5512.5. Thank you and thank you very much. So these 4 quarter moving but centered averages, the 4 quarter moving but centered averages is what we call the trend. Is what we call the trend. We've been able to get the trend values using moving averages. We've been able to get the trend values using moving averages. And after I get the trend values using moving averages, ladies and gentlemen, although the examiner never asked us. You know, the examiner in this question, our examiner in this question, our examiner in this question only wanted us to get the centered 4-quarter moving trend for the above data. 8 marks in our pocket in quantitative analysis. That is a direct entry to CPA section 5. If you get 8, another question 8, remember our pass mark never reaches 40. So if you're able to get like one question 20/20, and then again unatapatapa hapa na pale, straight away utapita hii paper rahisi sana. Right? So already now we are finished. What this examiner wanted us to get was a trend analysis, to do a trend analysis using this. However, another examiner will always ask you to go further and ascertain seasons. So some examiner would want you to come and ascertain seasons here. Would want you to come and ascertain seasons. So go ahead and ascertain seasons. Go ahead and ascertain seasons. Go ahead and ascertain seasons. So I would want somebody to tell me, which criteria do you think shall we use to be able to get the, no, don't tell me. Remember, you've got 2 ways. It's y equals t plus s. So this is the additive. Whenever the examiner is silent about the model you're going to use to get the seasons, always use the additive law. So remember, y is the time series, which is the sales. Now the trend, this is my t. So I have y, I have t. The only thing that I need you to do is to make s the subject of the formula. So if you make s the subject of the formula, s will be y minus t. Thank you very much, Gertrude. So create a column of y minus t like that. So could you kindly give me these figures then very fast as we go to sleep, now that you guys have told me that you don't like coffee? Because if you really liked coffee, I would have given you a break of 10 minutes, take a quarter a cup. We come back here, we do a class up to 12, and we shall overcome, right? Lakini sasa sababu nyinyi wanafunzi wa chai namna hii, mnapenda usingizi mingi sana. Mnapenda usingizi mingi sana. Okay. So coffee companies, they need to get me to market their product, right? So the first 2, ladies and gentlemen, the first 2 are going to receive what their dashes, because we don't have trend values, nothing there. How about this? I'll take 7,900, which is the y, minus this. Please give me a figure here. Give me a figure, give me a figure, give me a figure. I hope you're able to follow. I hope you're able to follow. I'm seriously hoping that despite, I'm so sure right now there must be somebody mwenye anang'ang'ana usingizi sana. There must be somebody mwenye anang'ang'ana usingizi. Anajaribu hata kushika macho hivi. Anang'ang'ana usingizi. 32, 47.5. Lazima kuna mwenye anang'ang'ana usingizi sana kusema ukweli. Hata niangalia kwa umbali. Anasema leo mwalimu amekuwa mdogo namna gani? Mimi sijakuwa mdogo, wewe unaniangalia kwa macho ya macho ya usingizi. Kwa umbali kabisa. Fatima amesema Chebi wrong. Chebi wrong. Chebi wrong, Chebi wrong. So ya kwanza inafaa kuwa 32, 37.5. Kevin ameniambia ni 32, 37.5. Is that okay? Typing error, okay. Yes. Thank you very much. Now we are working on the second one. Second one, now we are taking, ladies and gentlemen, the second parameter is 3,200, the y, vis-a-vis the trend of 47.75, right? Which will end up giving us what figure? Which will end up giving us what figure? Which will end up giving us 15.75. Which will end up giving us 15.75. 15.75. Is it negative or positive? Negative. Thank you very much. Negative. Usiniambie mwalimu hapo disregard negative where? Is it penalty? See penalty? So we tackle the next one. The next one, what do we have? The next one, minus 1937.5, minus 1937.5. We tackle the next one. The next one is 250. The next one is 250. Let's tackle the next one. the next one, the next one, the next one. Now we are getting the seasons. Now we are getting the seasons. Now we are getting this 31, 37.5, 31, 37.5. From there, we take on the next one. The next one is minus 1375, minus 1375. From there, we have the next one. From there, we have the next one, the next one, the next one, minus 2162.5, minus 2162.5. I think now the last one, 287.5. The very last one is 287.5. So thank you, and thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. So that is it. That is it. That is it. That is what you are required to do for the 4-quarter moving average. And if they asked you to give them seasons using additive model, that's how you would have done it. What if they asked you to get seasons using a multiplicative model? Multiplicative model, don't forget that the multiplicative model moves like this. Our y should be equal to t times who times s. And therefore s will be y over t. So we would have taken here the y's over the time,